For those who are born with the Rooster Zodiac, well, year 2023, you are clashing against the grandeur of Rabbit Zodiac. What this means to you? Stay tuned to find out more. Before we get started, let us take a glimpse back into the year 2022, where the Rooster Zodiac are supported by all these auspicious and influenced by some of the negative stars. So first of all, it's the Dragon Virtue. Well, Dragon Virtue is one of the powerful nobleman star where you are supported by someone who has been assigned to support you, assist you in carrying out a lot of important tasks. And having the Dragon Virtue will boost your overall success, intensify your ability to solve most important power. Okay, next is the Emperor Star. Well, the Emperor Star is very important, especially when it's one of the top powerful influence star where you will gain the ultimate authority, power, accreditations, or perhaps you are being invited to become the speaker in certain industry where it will amplify your personal branding, your authority. So this is one of the ultimate authority star. Next is the Heavenly Chef and the Rest God. Well, the Heavenly Chef will basically brings you more good food, enjoy more luxurious trail, enjoying more food hunting. This star will actually brings you more opportunity to enjoy, to savour your life. Okay. The Rest God basically brings you more opportunity to rejuvenate yourself after given all these important tasks, bearing all this important role that you really need to drive yourself in the year 2022. So overall, these are actually the positive boost. But nevertheless, some of the negative influence, including the dark sky, which means that you may be feeling spooky, suspicious over your surrounding. Maybe you went to some trip into the jungle where you just feel it's eerie. It just intensified your sense of suspicious. And next is the Broken Star. Well, Broken Star basically means that you may be clumsy, you may just lost your key, or you may have dropped something and maybe you have broken something. It's just that required you to be more attentive and be careful, especially if you break your phone and it could cause you have a lot of inconvenience. Well, that could actually give you a lot of trouble, right? Next is the solid killing. Well, the solid killing basically you will feel this more competitive, and somehow when all these competitions are rising up, perhaps you have been doing some tendering and compete with other people. Somehow your opportunity being stolen, or perhaps the stuff that you own being stolen by other people. So this could actually cause you have a lot of negative feedback. You have to be more protective over yourself. And next is the salty pool. Well, the salty pool basically is about lust and desire. It's also about intensify your sensual or intimacy needs. Basically, this is actually quite positive for those who are already in a relationship. And last is the brutal defeat. Well, every time you have the Emperor Star, you are bound to be influenced by the brutal defeat. Well, brutal defeat basically means that, high risk, high reward, and at the same time, you may not be able to win every single battle. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but it's not entirely bad. But having the Rest God will actually help you to rejuvenate and able to get back into the game easy and effortlessly. Okay? So let us take a glimpse into the year 2023, where you have to pay more attention over the clash. A lot of people are afraid and fearful over the clash because every year they are bound to have some zodiac will be experiencing some clashes, uncomfortable change. But this kind of change between the rooster and the rabbit basically is a metal and wood clashing each other. So it basically means that the same old way you have done or craft your success no longer work in this year onwards. It's time for you to actually build something new. It will also means that perhaps all this while your success, the business, or you have been working for some organizations for the longest time, and you realize there are a lot of limitations, a lot of policy, a lot of constraints which couldn't allow you to grow up. Or perhaps you already reached the top of the organizations where you can't promote to any other position anymore, right? So you may have reached this sense of bottleneck, or things no longer work in your way. Perhaps the company direction no longer align with you. Somehow you felt you're more contented and more driven to do things in a good old way. Perhaps it's time for you to call it a quit and start your own business or start your own freelance. So why not? Having this kind of change sometimes will force us to grow out of our own comfort zone. A lot of people felt they are more comfortable staying in the stagnation, in a comfort zone, where it's no longer able to reward you as much that as you wish in your dream lifestyle. So having this, actually, I would advise you to start to design your exit plan, start to design the next version of you or your next new venture. So having this clash is actually positive, especially when you already stagnant in the same old departments, or perhaps you are stagnant in your relationship. Perhaps it's time for you to make a major call to change it for the betterment. Okay. Next is the obstacle star. One of the obstacle basically is just that, every time you make some change, you're going through some changes, they're bound to have a lot of obstacle, a lot of challenges, require you to overcome all these new uncomfortable kind of challenges. But nevertheless, it will help you to train your capacity, train your skill set and mental ability to overcome bigger capacity or bigger problem. And then you will be rewarded with bigger reward, right? And next is the great consumer. Well, the great consumer basically means, every time when there are year clashes or the year breaker, they are bound to, your financial will also be break away. So having this will intensify or increase your spending power, means you will be spending a lot of money as well. So the great consumer talk about expenditures or your expenses somehow increase. And with this kind of influence, it will make you feel uncomfortable. But what if when you are trying to embrace this change that you need to design or start your own business or start something new, that you need to invest your time and money as well. So having the great consumer basically boosts your spending ability. Hopefully you are able to use your spending to invest into something for a long run, because the great consumer is not that recommended for those who are trying to do short-term investment. So because, if you're doing for short-term investment, you'll be losing more money. So I would advise you to actually invest something, either be it upskill yourself, learn something new, or grow yourself out of your comfort zone, or invest into setting up a brand new business workflow system, IT software to help you to increase your efficiency in your brand new endeavor. So this is actually a positive usage of this great consumer star. The next star is the sky sadness. Well, the sky sadness basically means you are feeling more emo, more sad, and somehow you feel like, I don't want to make the change. Why are you forcing me to make the change? Well, basically, this is why, especially when you refuse to change, well, you are just feeling that no one understands you and you are forced to change. This is making you feel, slightly sad and emo for a while. And next is a calamity sharp. Together with the obstacle star, the calamity sharp basically means that the environment somehow, it may run havoc. They are bound to some natural disaster like flood. This is actually reminding you to pay attention over where you are going, your environment, how much you understand over your environment, how you can take advantage of the good and bad over your surrounding. Okay. Next is the prison inmates. Well, prison inmates basically your freedom being taken away, your access to communication or your access to resources or contact are already being blocked away. So when this star influence you, basically means that you feel you are trapped in an environment where you can't do much, and you feel trapped and you don't have the freedom to do the things that you wish. So before this star come to attack you or affecting you, I would advise you to initiate or design the change before all these negative things start trailing you behind. And last is the salty pool. Well, you still have the salty pool star this year. Basically means that it will intensify your sensual needs or your sense of intimacy, increase your sense of desire. So it's not entirely bad for those who already in a relationship. Well, for those who are single, well, this will slightly a bit challenged. But nevertheless, you have two major auspicious stars. First of all, is the month emptiness. The month emptiness is a star which helps you to intensify your clarity, your consciousness, and be able to pay more attention and able to see things in the big picture. And having the month emptiness will also help you to calm down your mentality, your mindset. You are not overly reactive and not drawn into anxiety. Well, this star will help you to calm down and able to assess environment or circumstances in a more a big picture, in a broader spectrum. This will help you to separate the bigger issue into smaller chunk. It's just like, turn the big issue to smaller issue that you can solve the smaller part. In a nutshell, basically turn all the big issue in the small digestible chunk and then solve it one by one, easily, face by face. So having this style will actually increase your wisdom, ability to see things with better clarity, to be able to see through every single problem that is. It could be haunting you, it could be happen on you, but having the month emptiness help you to seek out that clarity, Zen mode, able to see things thoroughly and able to take the next right action steadily. Okay. Next is the Jade Hole. Jade Hole basically denotes the value of your asset has grown up, or perhaps it's time for you to reevaluate all your assets, such as your house, your condominium, or the physical or tangible asset that you already own. Perhaps it's time for you to transform it into something which is more valuable this year. So overall, those are the positive and inauspicious star that is influencing the Rooster Zodiac. Let us take a glimpse into the positive boost. This is the simplified cheat sheets, simplified the conclusion list, the summary of what are the influence that is actually affecting you. But having all this month emptiness is actually already help you to be able to see things clarity. First of all, evaluate the worthiness of your current battle. Every time you wanted to change, you maybe wanted to start your own business. Well, all this will come in a very abrupt manner and making you feel like overwhelmed with. Last time perhaps you were just focused on your own department, your own role, but now you have to start your own business. You have to take care of the finance, the billing, the marketing, and everything is all about you, and you have to be able to see everything in a big picture. Okay, next, your intuition increase. Either you know how to fight, how to dodge, how to flee, or perhaps you can even flip the game into your advantage. Having the Zen mode able to help you to see through everything thoroughly, and this will help you to gain better control of your decision making. Next is the increase in terms of your authority, capability, and overall value. Well, being someone who can oversee through everything and able to make that change that you truly deserve, well, this will increase your overall professional identity. Let's say you are the architect, the top architect in your organizations, and this year is time for you to actually start your own brand and build your own rapport, and eventually this will bring something which is more resonance with your own inner drive or your own ultimate dream. Next is to invest into reinventing yourself, be it for your career, be it for your new department, your new role. So basically, this is not really that bad. Able to reinvest into yourself to grow for a long run is more synonym or more resonance with for those who are born with the Rooster Zodiac. And lastly is detach away from emotional struggle, because having the Zen mode, you are able to analyze and be more aware of your current thoughts pattern. Are you in a downward spiral, or are you basically in a victimized mindset? So once you are able to see everything with clarity, it will help you to make a better decisions on what kind of decision you need to make, which is truly able to bring you out of that turmoil. Okay. Next is the pullback factor. Well, here are some of the negative influence that you have to pay attention to. For example, like opposing the grandeur brings changes. Sometimes when you realize that things no longer work in the old ways, either you upgrade it, transform it, or find way to make it better that is more resonance with your personal direction. Higher expenses, unexpected expenditure, perhaps, or it just increase your ability to spend money, either reinvest into something that help you to grow in the future, or somehow you are drawn to some item like your car just break down and you have to fork out a lot of cash to solve it. And perhaps during this process, it will also increase your ability to actually spend more money without without understanding what are you spending it for. You can't manage your financial matter. Next is the potential of disharmony, bad romance, short-term attraction. As what I mentioned, the salty pool will intensify your sense of desire. Somehow, if you are not conscious and you're just being emo or drama, you just hang on to some rebounds or a buoyant partner that you wish to actually to solve your short-term emotional drama. Well, just be careful. Otherwise, this could actually cause you have a lot of unnecessary entanglement. More hindrance, obstacle, blockages, which may slow down your progress. So this year, you can't have a perfect plan execute in your way. be able to navigate swiftly or be flexible is the theme of your life this year. You have to be able to accept the fact that nothing goes perfectly. It's just how you are able to navigate these kind of circumstances as there are new challenges, there are new uncomfortable changes which may cause you having all this emotional drive. Next is a trap, lost connection to resource and support. So just pay attention of all these clashes, all these changes. Sometimes when everyone were pushing you to change because this is where everyone should go. If you decided to stay behind, well, when all these resources are moving away, then you may feel trapped. So basically, it's just letting you know it's time for you to initiate the change, the flow of changes. And next, let us move to the bar chart. So let us take a glimpse look into your bar chart because you may have up to 4 different zodiac in terms of the year you're born, the month you're born, the day you're born, or even the hour of your born. As each of these zodiac will govern or influence different aspect of your life. So let us get started with the year pillar. If you are born in the year of Rooster, this governs the external influence of yours. It could govern your general outlook, your friends, your social circle, your supplier, your network. So basically, it means that there are some changes in that dynamic. Perhaps you suddenly discover that many friends of yours suddenly announcing they are going to get married after being in a relationship for quite some time. So suddenly they are changing in terms of their relationship. Or perhaps your business affiliate, your peers somehow announcing that it's time for them to actually start their own business as they realize that their old organizations no longer give them the motivation to either stay afloat or even couldn't allow them to grow any further. So having this kind of changes will also make them felt that they may wanted to talk to you, ask you for their for your opinion to help them to analyze the circumstances. And next is the month of Rooster. Well, born in the month of Rooster, basically the month pillar governs your career, your business, the things that you do in generating wealth. So having the Rooster zodiac in the month, which means there are bound to some changes in your career or your business, either in how you're going to upgrade your workflow, or perhaps you've been promoted to take over some new department, or basically there are some shift in terms of your superior people that you're working with in your career, in your colleagues perhaps. So having this kind of change also means that it's slightly uncomfortable. It's required you to move to the next level as the old way of doing things is no longer work. So basically, this required you to either upgrade and throw off the old limited belief is start something new. Okay. So for those who are running their own business, or for those who already feeling stagnant in terms of their career, you may reach certain bottleneck that you feel you can't grow anymore, and you want to actually start your own business in a full-time basis. Well, this is quite aligned with this kind of changes. Okay. Next is the day pillar. Sorry, day pillar governs your personal relationship and also your personal growth. So let us get started with your personal growth. While having the Rooster, basically for those who are single, especially, perhaps it's time for you to level or to transform you yourself to be someone able to establish your professional identity, someone who is more professional, someone who have better clarity in terms of their own personal growth direction. Or when it comes to relationship, well, it means for those who are single, maybe somehow you feel it's time for you to change the single status. It's time for you to go out and find your potential life partner. And for those who are already in a relationship, perhaps you felt that it's time for you to tie the knot to seal the deal. So why not? After all this long time of getting into relationship, perhaps it's time for you to initiate the change to move to the next level in your life. And for those who are already married, well, this clashes doesn't mean divorce entirely. Maybe it just means that you need to change how you interact with your spouse. Perhaps you have to be more open in terms of your communications, and you have to be willing to listen. And somehow the month emptiness will be able to help you to learn how to advance in terms of managing or working in your relationship matter. And for those who are already stuck in an unhealthy relationship, perhaps you may find it's time for you to, say bye bye, just cut it off. It's time for you to move on to find something which is more resonance with you in terms of your own life path. So this is quite normal, especially when the old way of doing things no longer work. As I mentioned, it's time for you to design and embrace the brand new journey. And last, if you're born in the hour of Rooster, well, basically the hour governs your investment, your dream, your asset, your children, or perhaps people under your care. So maybe it means that you may have some changes in terms of your asset, the things that you have been invested last time. Suddenly you realize you have this empty house that, or condominium, you wanted to turn it into an Airbnb so it can upgrade itself with something which can drive better value. And all this will actually intensify your ability to generate more. And when it comes to your dream, perhaps it's time for you to design the brand new course of direction in your life to help you to become a better version of you in upcoming years. And last, if you experience some internal spiritual change, well, if you have the rooster in the day and hour pillar especially, it will actually activate your sense of wanting to pursue some higher wisdom kind of knowledge seeking. So this will have connotations, brings you towards, either you go for some pilgrimage, spiritual pursuit, or you just somehow wanted to find or seek the ultimate higher knowledge, or connect with your inner self, or connect with your higher self perhaps. So this will actually intensify your calling to embrace your ultimate life calling. So overall, these are the 4 pillars of your destiny. And next is the to-do list. So remember everyone, if you have any important projects or any important things that you wanted to do, remember, do check out your best partner, because for the Rooster Zodiac, your best pal is the Dragon Zodiac. And also you form the 3 harmony together with the Ox and also the Snake Zodiac. So having this alliance, this kind of partner, do check out whoever have this Zodiac in their chart. Well, you can actually work well with them, okay? And by the way, please do take note, if you wanting to launch some important projects, products, or perhaps do some important decisions. So these are the best months, such as the January, April, and May. These are the positive months for you to do more better important decision making, or better career or directions in how you take advantage of launching something important. Or perhaps it's time for you to go out to network more or meet more people. Well, it could actually help you to grow your network and your resources indirectly. And do take note over the month of March, October, and December, because these are the months which brings you some uncomfortable changes. It could cause you some overthinking and overreactive, which may actually influence you negatively. So that's all for those who are born with the Rooster Zodiac. So having the clashes with the grandeur is not entirely bad. It just means it's time for you to upgrade, or basically transform yourself to the next level. So this kind of transformation will come with a lot of discomfort, but nevertheless, every time we are upgrading, they are bound to some discomfort. It's just like iOS 14 upgrading to iOS 15. They are bound to some old features has been deprecated. Some new features may make you feel uncomfortable, but changes are necessary to help you to move forward, so that you can increase your capacity and grow stronger, so you can reap a bigger reward. So that's all from me, John Lovely. If you want to find out more information about the 12 Chinese zodiac, and also information such as the Feng Shui, Bazi, Qimendunjia, Yijing, I have uploaded a lot of context, a lot of stuff into my website. Do check it out in the description below. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel. And for those who wanted to discover their upcoming year's planning, if you wanted to engage me to do some consult to help you find a sense of clarity in how to design your changes, do contact me. Feel free to just go to my website, click the book a consult, and I'll be seeing you very soon.